Hello H3 Cruisers and welcome back to the channel. So, you stumbled across this video probably because you have an upcoming Carnival cruise. And not just any cruise at that, but an amazing back-to-back cruise. But we are post-pandemic and there is the requirement of a COVID test before those cruises. So you're kind of worried about what's going to happen, how it's going to happen, and make sure that everything is done right so you don't miss your first or your second sailing on that back-to-back. But don't worry, I got you covered. We're going to go over everything that's going to happen and needs to happen before the first and second cruise. So that way you are prepared and you don't have to worry one bit. It'll be okay. You're going to enjoy your back-to-back cruise. But let's get right to it. Okay, H3 Cruisers, so we're going to jump right into the information. But before we do, I ask of two things from you. One, if you like the content and the information provided in this video, make sure you smash that thumbs up button before you leave this video. And also, two, if you're not already, make sure you smash that subscribe button as well. Traveling is opening back up and we have cruises booked, which means we are going to be doing vlogging again. It's been way too long since I've actually done a vlog. And I'm excited because we got a cruise booked in November and we also have a giant group cruise that we are working on getting fully booked for May 30th as well. And if you're interested in being a part of that, make sure you get on Facebook, search H3 Family Travel, send me a message, and you can join the H3 Cruisers 1.0 cruise in May. Now, let's get right to the information. In the post-pandemic world, we do have to have COVID tests before we get on a cruise. Now, these cruises, for Carnival at least, are 95% vaccinated. And the only way to get on a ship not vaccinated, if you are over the age of 12, is to have a doctor's note saying that you cannot be vaccinated. And then you still have to get approval to be one of the 5% on the cruise. And without that approval, your booking will get canceled. So basically, it's better to be vaccinated. And there's more information that I'm going to provide that proves why it's better to be vaccinated for the cruise anyways. So before your cruise, you're going to need a COVID test. You have to test negative to get on the ship. If you are unvaccinated, 24 to 72 hours prior to your cruise, you must have a test, and this test must come back negative, and it cannot be a rapid test if you are unvaccinated. It has to be a regular COVID test. It takes a couple days to get the answers, and you have to have it done 24 to 72 hours before. So it's best to book those appointments for the 72-hour mark, or at least somewhere right on that third day, so that way you get the results back before your cruise. And then you're going to take another test before even boarding the ship. Now, if you are vaccinated, you are going to just have to have your rapid test taken within 24 to 48 hours prior to your sailing. So as long as you get your test done 1 to 2 days before your sailing, you are all set. As long as it comes back negative, you will not have to take another test prior to boarding. But it does have to be in one of the appointment tests where you go in, you get the test, you have your confirmed results. You can't do an at-home test unless it is one where you have a teleconference and they watch and email you the results, because obviously an at-home test without that, you're not going to get any results besides, you're negative, and that doesn't work. So you have to make sure you get the right test. Now, if you want to make it simple, if you're vaccinated, want to make it simple and get the right test, head over to Carnival's website. They do have a link to purchase the at-home test, and they mail to you within 2 to 3 days. You will have the test. Then you just download the app. You follow the instructions, take your test. It takes about 15 minutes to get your results. And once you get your results, you're all good to go and you're set. And make sure you get this done at home before you fly into port, because it would really suck to fly into port and then test, positive for COVID and not be able to go on your cruise. Now, once that's said and done and you have your test results and everything is good and you get on the ship, now you're wondering, what about that second sailing? How does it work when it comes to your back-to-back cruise? Because you're going to have another test before the second cruise. and it has to be, if you're, same thing, if you're unvaccinated, within 3 days, and if you're vaccinated, within 2 days. So how's this work? It's actually pretty simple. The day before your you debark, you're gonna get a letter, probably the 2 nights before, but for the day before, you're gonna have to go in the morning, probably about 24 hours before the cruise ends. You're gonna go to a special spot on the ship. You're gonna get a COVID test. Then after you take that test, you're gonna have to go back to your cabin for approximately 30 minutes and wait for a call to confirm whether you are negative or positive. But when it comes to this test, it is provided by Carnival Cruise Lines, except if you're unvaccinated. If you are unvaccinated, it will cost you $150 for this test. If you are vaccinated, that test is free. So basically, the day before, you're going to go in, you're going to take that test. After you take the test, you go back to the cabin, you wait 30 minutes, you'll get a phone call, or if you're positive, if you don't get a phone call within a certain amount of time, I believe that just means you're good, and then that takes care of that. If you're staying in the same cabin, just like a normal back-to-back cruise, your room steward will, you don't need to pack anything up. But if you're changing cabins for your back-to-back and going to a different cabin, you're gonna, get everything packed up, and your cabin steward will take your luggage to the next room, and all that. And if you're staying on the ship, you'll meet up in a certain point. For example, Carnival Panorama, you'll meet up in, let's say, the Heroes Bar the day of debarkation. They will go through the process. You'll walk off the ship. You'll go through customs. If you have your passport, you show that. You say, what ship where you went to, what ports you went to, where you're going on the next one, and hopefully they just walk you right back on the ship without having you get fully off into the port. But basically, that is it, guys. It's pretty simple. The main thing is, if you are unvaccinated, it will cost you $150 per person that is unvaccinated to get your test the day before the second sailing. And other than that, if you're vaccinated, it's free. You're set. It's covered. You don't have to worry about that second test much. But everything is done by Carnival on the ship, and there's nothing really more to worry about with that. So it's pretty simple. I hope I covered all your concerns with this video. If I didn't, please leave a comment. Let me know what questions you have, and I'll try to answer those in the comments. If you have a question and you see someone else already asked it, keep an eye on that, as I will respond to that. And don't need repeats of the same question, but I will try to get everything taken care of as far as the questions. Make sure you guys are all set and you got peace of mind before your cruise. But thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to smash that thumbs up, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Take care, H2 Cruisers. I'll see you in the next vlog.